Gobble gobble, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully, everybody's got their stomach all ready for being expanded out to the most for tomorrow. I'm gonna give a few people a chance to get in here. Now, Arnie wound up doing a little pop up. I know people are over there on that one. They're probably leaving. Hey, cool gamer, how you doing? But yeah, as you can tell, I'm back out here in the garage. That's because I got kicked out of the room because Money Maniac and Miss Money were going to be here um, Friday, so they got to have a place to sleep. So they're going in where I was at. I've got that heater going, and got another heat source going too. But I got a special guest coming in tonight. Just waiting on them to show up and everything. And just remember, the judge won't be in until Monday morning. So if you're doing anything tonight, yeah, you got a 4-day weekend at the county hotel. Everybody else and their brother wanting to be live right now. No, just for kick back, relax. Been going quite a bit today. Get some things done. Yeah, like I said, I've gotten a lot of stuff moved around, gotten rid of out here in the garage. Got a lot still got to get done. So what's everybody else want to talk about till special guest comes in? I don't know if I want to give a clue as far as what we're going to be talking about tonight. I know that Crystal, she already knows. Just like I said, I hope that everybody does have a happy, safe Thanksgiving. I know that tonight after the stream, I'm going to be busy in the kitchen till about midnight. I've got the turkey and everything to get out and start getting it all prepped. Hey, Bryn, how you doing? So I've got the turkey to get all that done, get that actually in the oven cooking. And then got the cranberry relish to get made because that's got to get done tonight. So that way it sits and everything overnight. That's going to take quite a bit. Not sure on how we're going to do the cheesecake, the no bake cheesecake. Like I said, not sure on that one. I hadn't discussed it with her, but if everybody wanted to, I could probably go live. I could get the laptop and everything, get it set up in the kitchen, get the camera all set up. Probably do a live stream on getting everything prepped. Hey, Sarah. Appreciate you being here. I was going to say, yeah, might, what you're thinking about might go live on the cooking channel. All right, and we got our special guest here in the basement. How you doing, Frank?
Mater, how you been?
Pretty good. Long time no see.
Long time no see. Sorry, my computer's kind of goofed up right here.
Not a problem.
So
how you
how's
been?
you been?
I'm actually doing better. Got the health and everything under control
Good.
after finally figuring out with the doctor as far as them going, yeah, that could be your problem and get me on the right medication.
Mm-hmm. How's the
Uh,
backyard looking?
the backyard is starting to come together. I'd say within the next 3 weeks, everything's going to be no longer a jungle.
Right on. If I
Hey,
didn't live
Bill,
1,500 miles away from you, I'd come down and help.
you can still come down.
I plan on it sometime, yes.
Yeah, but and no, I was not telling anybody who was coming up on being special guest tonight. I want to
Oh,
be a
so,
surprise.
so it's a surprise again. All right.
Yeah. So, do you mind if I show that picture you sent me of that elk that you got?
Oh no, go ahead. Go
Let me
ahead.
bring it up. Yeah,
Hooked
he,
on
he
my
sent me
little
a
buddy home
picture.
last night.
Yeah, he sent me a picture of one. And it's like, wow. Get this presented. All right. So, do you want to tell everybody about that?
Well, who am I talking? Who's all here? Do I
Well,
remember anybody? You got that the gentleman that drives truck. Is he on? Is he online?
no, he's not on.
Okay.
Got Cool Gamer, Who the Knitter, Sarah, Bill Beckett, and got Michelle in here.
Okay. I think I remember one of those names. So anyway, yeah, elk hunting season in Idaho was October 10th through the 24th, and on the 20th at about 2 in the afternoon, I was walking through the down a trail, and 20 feet in front of me, I heard the brush cracking, and I knew exactly what was happening, and I got ready, and there he was, right in front of me.
So, how big is that one, anyways?
I didn't weigh him. I would say he probably would have been around 600 pounds on the hoof.
Damn, that's a lot of meat to put in the food locker for a while.
Yes, sir, it is. Yeah, I still have a deer tag. I might go hunting this weekend, and if I do, I'll have to buy another freezer because it's full of him now.
So, what'd you use to take them down with?
I hunt with a 300 Weatherby Magnum.
Okay, that's a decent sized round.
Yes, sir, it is. It's a real fast round.
Right. I didn't know if you were using. Um, Now, let me ask you this: what is on something like this size here? What is the recommended caliber for taking something like that down with?
I would say the round of choice is the 30-06, of course.
Okay.
um, I've heard of people putting them down with 243s, even 223s. I
Really?
wouldn't, not, I would go no less than a 308, and the 308 is plenty.
What about like a 270? Would you even say
Yep,
like a 270?
absolutely.
Now, what about like the good old 30-30?
30-30, yeah, it would do it. Have to be a well placed shot. Um, I don't know about how close. Certainly within 200 yards, I would think. Um,
Right.
we consider the 30-30 a brush gun here.
Okay.
Great rifle, but yeah, deer hunting and bear hunting in the brush.
Right. I was just kind of wondering because I know that the 30-30 was known, not only the Western gun, but it was also known as a deer rifle.
You bet.
Right.
You betcha.
And I've still got some of my Winchester 94s and 30-30.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, I've still got one that was made in kind of mid to late 41.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so we're talking about pre-World War II
Right.
Winchester rifle.
Right.
So it's not bad.
Good stuff.
Yeah. But No, I know that you and I have been chatting back and forth as far as having you back up on panel. It's just trying to work the schedule out where you could be able to come in and everything.
I see you got a couple of stoves behind you.
I got more than a couple back here. I didn't bring them all out. Let me go back here and let me show you what I got. Right now, this is actually, I've got it running.
Okay.
So this is, the new dual fuel 3 burner.
Mm-hmm.
I think what, 428?
Yep. 428.
Yep. So I've got the 428, and I mean, it works fine.
Yep.
The only thing I don't like about it is they went with that neoprene cup instead of leather cup. Now, how hard is it to switch that out to the leather?
You can switch the entire pump out. The only thing you have to worry about is the pump cap. The cap is how it interfaces with the tank itself. And that 428 probably has one of those kind that are, you just twist to unlock it.
Right, the little plastic that's there and twist.
You could take an old pump and put everything in the old pump in there except for that cap. And you would have a good leather pump again.
Now, does it matter what pump and everything you're using?
You wouldn't want to use a short pump, so a standard pump.
Okay. So I could take it out. So it could come out like a 413, a 425.
Yep.
I think they got a 421 even. So
yeah, we got gobs of stoves, and a lantern pump would work too.
Okay.
They're all the same, except for the smaller ones like the 222 lantern and 400 stoves. They're the minis.
Right.
Their pumps are same diameter, but they're a little shorter.
Okay. See, that's something I didn't know, because that's the one thing I don't like about this is that now I know I could get another neoprene cup to put on it. That's no big deal. Those parts are out there.
Yeah, they're junk.
But to me, they just don't. They're not common. Okay. Me growing up, it's the leather cup inside either the lantern or the stove. Just add a little bit of oil down in there. It could be 3-in-1. I mean, if you're in a pinch, you could use something like some PB Blaster, WD-40, something that will help lubricate it.
Right.
But I know it's neat foot oil is the best thing for it.
Yeah, that's what they recommend.
Right.
Glove oil.
Now, you and I were talking, back and forth, and you were asking me about some of the stoves that I've got.
Yep.
And that's what I've brought out. I've actually got some of them out here. Let me get this lid closed. Actually, I got.
So where did you find that 428?
This one here, I got this one, and I've got another one. I found it on Facebook Marketplace. There was a guy, he had, what happened, this older gentleman, he was basically a big hoarder, okay? He would go out and buy all kinds of stuff. He wound up passing away. His wife didn't get rid of anything. So then she passes away, kids inherited, sell the house as is. Okay, some guy, he buys it as is. This is way up North Dallas area. Okay. So the house is full of all the furniture, everything. So the new owner hires this guy to come in and clean it all out. So he's putting stuff up on. He says, "Can I put the stuff up on Marketplace and sell it?" He goes, "Sure. I don't care what you do with it. Just get rid of it. I don't care if you put it in a dumpster." There were a whole bunch of camping gear. He winds up, there was 10 stoves, different sizes, and unfortunately I didn't get there fast enough to find out about the lanterns, because he had about 15 or 20 lanterns. Okay. All, I think it was like 13 stoves for $100.
Nice.
5 of them are 3 burners.
There you go.
So 2 of them are the 428s.
420. They didn't make a lot of those stoves.
No. So on the 428s, what year did they make these? Because I know these are after the 426s.
Hold on. Can you still see me?
Yep.
Okay, because I'm on a different browser now. Let me find that here for you.
Because if I'm not mistaken, it was the mid 80s when they stopped making the 426.
Yeah. Let's see. The 426E was they stopped that in 83. So the 428 was made from 99 to 2016. When was that one made?
Where would the date be at? On the very bottom of it?
Yes, you would find the on the bottom of the stove case, it'll be stamped. And also, if it's not running, is it? I
No,
can't
I
see
got
it.
it turned off.
Okay, if you turn the tank over, look at the inside of the flaps.
Am I here where the fuel and everything goes in?
Right where they fasten onto the tank,
Right.
right under there, they stamped the old ones. I'm not sure if they would have stamped that one, but
This one, I don't see any stamping on it at all.
okay. Well, you get one of those other green stoves out, and you'll be able to see it.
Right.
Green tank or red tanks.
Let me get this one turned up. Definitely on the warm side. Oh. Okay. Let me. I thought I had that last. Okay. Let me grab my pliers. Luckily, I know I had them out here. Oh. No, I am not going to be touching that. So I've had this running for about 20 minutes or so. Okay. Looks like March of '99.
Okay.
So it's an early model.
Yep.
So that's not bad.
Not at all.
No. Now I've got the other one. Be careful with that. So that generator's still hot. Now, before I get to that other one, 425C.
Mm-hmm.
What now? I know the 413 is bigger than the 425. So what the difference is between the different models as far as A, B, C, and so on?
425 is the smallest. It's compact.
Right.
The 413 is considered a 2-burner deluxe just because it's physically bigger.
Right.
You probably put a couple of 12-inch pans on it, whereas the little 425, not really. And then the 3-burner is obviously a 3-burner, and about the 40s is when they came in with the numbers 425, 413, and 426. But they were making 3-burners and 2-burners well before then. But
Right.
most of them are the 425, the 413, and the 426 versions.
Right. Because that was your stance. That was your average. I mean, they started off with just 2 burners. Right now, this one, I don't even think I've ever even, I'm looking at it and I've never even opened this up at all. It's got a bunch of dirt and everything. I'd have to, this thing, it doesn't even have any fuel in it. So the 425C. What were the years on this being made then?
425C was made 62 to 64.
This one here is older than me.
You're a young man.
Well, 65. But yeah, this one here definitely would have to get cleaned up. Now, the stamp on it is still going to be on the bottom, right? As far as
It should be on the bottom, and if you look at that tank, that one should also be stamped inside of the flap tabs.
this thing is dirty enough where you get soap, water, and stuff like that. Clean this. This one here, like I said, I've never like 3, 5.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to have to definitely see about getting soap and stuff like that. Get this thing cleaned up.
Yeah. But
And
most stoves have marks on the case and the tank, so
right.
most of them.
I do know that the you can actually get a certain model to where you've got different dates between the case and
Oh,
the
sure.
tank.
Sure.
Like I said, this one here I've never messed with.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to see if I can see a date.
It would be obvious. And 62 to 64, it might be a little early for that.
Usually they've got it like right in this area. I'm not seeing it.
That's quite possible.
Yeah. It could have been.
They didn't care much about dating stoves for some reason. Luckily, everything else got dated.
Right. Like I said, this one here, I'm definitely going to have to, get it taken apart.
Mm-hmm.
And, gee, I don't know. I might be able to find a video out there on YouTube of this guy up in Idaho taking a stove apart to clean it. I might have to go back and watch his video again.
Yeah. Yeah, he's kind of an idiot, but you might learn something.
I might. But
You'll learn how to make a damn good hamburger, I'll tell you what.
No comment on that.
All right, mate. You come up, I'll make you an elk burger like that. How's that?
That I'd take you up on.
Ground elk.
But, that's one thing I do like about these is that they, the Coleman they did make it easy to figure them out. Like this one that I've got. Now this is a 425.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't say A on it or anything. It just says 425.
Okay. Yep. Which if you find something like that on eBay, it's going to say 425 NL for no letter. 425 was made from 48 to 53. So if the C wasn't marked, then that one's probably not going to be marked either.
Yeah, probably.
But you're going to have a cute little gold tank inside.
Now, how did you know that?
Because 425s have gold tanks.
Now, when did they stop having the gold tank? When did they get rid of that?
Around 61, 60. Maybe even earlier than that. I would say even earlier than that.
But you know what? You're right. There is a gold tank in.
Mm-hmm. And it's a cylinder. It's not the weird shape that they usually are.
Right. And that's one thing that really got me. It's like, oh, that is, you know, the tank and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now, unfortunately, I do not have everything for this. I've got a generator. Um, I do have the stem that goes down inside the check
Check valve.
valve.
Yeah.
I've got that. Um, I do have the two-piece fuel cap with only the outer piece here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got the very bottom section of the valve. But the main valve body itself, I do not have.
Okay.
And
Great little stove.
now, if I could get everything for this, you know, and have it operational, I would love to. I mean, because in fact, you said this was made in what year?
48 to 53.
And that would be just for the what, the 425?
Yep. Yep. Yeah, they're great little stoves. That thing will last forever.
Yeah, I mean, look how long they've been around. I mean, there's nothing wrong at all. Now, how hard is it to get parts for the 425?
Easy.
Are they?
Yep. So if you go to buy a new valve and generator, it's about $85. But everything else is the same. So you have the generator, you don't need that part. That's the most expensive on a stove because they're so large. But you just
Right.
need a valve, put a valve back in that puppy, and she'll be fired up and running.
Get the valve, get the pump
Yep.
itself,
Yep.
because that's about the only thing that else is missing.
Right.
Now, where does something like this work to collect?
In that shape, as it is right now, to a collector right now, as it is,
Yeah,
$10.
$10.
Yeah. If it was new in the box, about $150.
Now this one. Now this is a 426D.
D as in dog, correct? Yes.
Correct. D is
Yeah.
in dog.
Yes. You'll
Now,
notice how it feels. It
Do what?
feels thinner. It doesn't feel constructed as well.
No, it doesn't. And now this one here, it's missing parts.
Yeah.
This is made for a good parts stove,
Mm-hmm.
mainly because there's no grate. I don't have a tank for it.
Mm.
The burner section is just sitting here loose. It's not even secured down.
Right.
So like I said, I mean, this was part of that deal I got, you know, all 13 stoves for $100.
Sure.
So, I mean, to me, it's like the only drawback to it, I had one propane. Well, two burner propane. Like, okay, I guess if I got, you know, if I got to have these, that goes with it. All right, I'll take it.
Right. Yeah, I've had to do that too.
I mean, I'm not much into the propane stoves.
No.
Hey, Lewis. Yeah, I haven't even been watching the chat and everything.
So that's the stove there, Mater. What you do is you screw it to the wall and use the box.
Yeah, I could take everything, you know, take the inside, take the top itself off. It's like, yep,
Yep.
got me a storage cabinet.
Yes, sir. Don't throw anything away.
Now this one, this is another 426B, but it's a here. Now I've got, it's got the grates and everything. Have storage for a little bit of time.
Mm-hmm.
Our eight-legged friends decided to say, "Hey, I need a home."
I don't like those stoves because I don't like drip trays.
You don't like the what?
The drip tray. It's got a drip tray under the burners. It runs the length of it.
Right.
That thing gets disgusting looking.
True. But I mean, it depends upon who's using it. Now, if
Oh,
it's someone
absolutely.
smart, well, if someone is smart and everything, they know how to do it, they're not going to make a mess. But then there's people out there, they go camping, they don't care.
Sure, sure. It's
Everything.
just a stove, and it is. It's a
Right.
tool. Yes.
Right. I agree. But I mean, like I said, these here, I mean, to me, growing up, I only knew the two burner. I didn't know a lot about, the three burner. I knew about the lanterns, but I didn't know there was so many different ones out there as far as what Coleman made.
Right.
And then several years ago, it's like, oh, okay.
Do you have any 413Es?
Well, I'm getting there. I even got a, as they say, I got a wild card in the deck.
A wild card.
Now this one I'm still trying. I would love to find parts for. 426B.
Mm-hmm. That's when I rebuilt the videos.
This one, I've got everything but the tank.
Mm.
This one here, I am missing a tank, and now I've tried like that gold tank.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't fit. Tried one of the red ones. Nope. And it's like I looked on ColemanParts.com.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even have any.
Right. I've as soon as I put that video out, I exhausted all my stove parts just like that.
Really?
Yep.
And unfortunately, I think that was what. Now was that before or after you and I started talking?
That was after.
Okay.
I sent you something. I don't remember what it was.
It was for the mill spec, and I got everything put together on it, but unfortunately, I got to take it apart because I'm not getting. I don't know if it's in the generator. I don't think it's in the generator because I'm not getting any fuel to even come up.
You don't have any fuel coming to the generator?
No.
Well, then you got a problem in the valve then.
Yeah, I know. But now, one thing I'll say that whoever it was that had bought all this, they actually packed this with styrofoam inside of it to help, keep things from wanting to rattle around.
Right.
They actually taped the wings and everything on. That way they stay shut. Without them, because you don't really hear them rattling around.
Right. Interesting.
Now, what is this rack they've got up there? Is that for paper towels? That better not be for paper towels over the top of the stove.
No, it's pretty funny. Actually, that's called a lid leg. You can put that over the back and then set your table leg down on the ground behind you, and then the back of the stove will lay flat. It'll be a horizontal surface for you to work on. that's what it's for originally. But then about 10 years later, the marketing department got a hold of it and they started calling it a towel rack. I didn't know that when I made the video. I knew it was called a lid leg. And I always thought people just thought it or assumed that it was a towel rack, but that's not the case.
Right.
And a number of people send me documentations showing me that the marketing department and the flyers, sales flyers, said it came with its own towel rack.
Yep. Now here's the other 428.
Mm-hmm. Boy, those were pricey boogers, I'll tell you what.
Now this one's got $9.93. But didn't you say they started making them in 99?
93?
Yeah.
And your shirt's 428, right?
993.
And it's a 428?
Powerhouse 428 dual fuel.
Wow. 93. Holy cow. That's huge. I will make a note of that and do some research. Thank you for that.
No problem.
Wow. Oops.
Now here's something else I noticed. Out of all the stoves I've got, this one here.
Mater, what was the month on that?
9. I mean, it was 9.
September of 93?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Now you see how the end of this the generator is. This is on that other 428. It looks normal. Okay. Mm-hmm. Why do some of them have this on the end then? What, I mean, was there anything special about that for any particular reason?
That is the engineers probably got in a pissing contest and one of them wanted more heat down there. That looks like something that would continue to heat the generator. Okay. Just the shape of it. And it's got the heat slot like a heat sink does, kind of.
Right.
That's my assumption.
Right. And I don't even see any date stamp on this. That's one thing, like I said, I was kind of curious about, so I hold it. And I looked at, brought that other generator or the other fuel tank out. It's like, why is one like this and both same tank, both same stoves, but one generator is different?
Yes. Yeah. And there are a few instances where you can actually run into problems with stoves by what they did like that.
Right. Since this should be cooled down, I can put, and get that other fuel tank, put it back in. Unfortunately, whoever had this, they must have had a flare up because it looks like the sticker back here got a little warm.
Mm-hmm. Yes, happens frequently.
Okay. That's the little 2 burners. More of them. Well, 431.
A 431 made where?
I don't see no stamp on the bottom for the date, but all it says is Coleman. It says model 431, input 14,000 BTUH. A generator is a 412A-262.
Right. All right, hold on here. 431, you said?
Yep. And they're calling it an Easy Light.
Correct. Let's see. I have, my manual's a relatively modern Canadian parts book.
Now, I've never seen the end of the stove and everything being like this, where it's got a round plastic valve instead of the regular black wheel.
Mm-hmm. That's Canadian.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
So is this a Canadian?
Yes.
Okay.
But if you need to replace the generator on it, you use the same as the 425, which the part number is 412.
Okay. Hold that thought. Mother Nature's calling because I know I had too much coffee earlier. I'll be right back.
I've been drinking it all day. I will be right here.
All right. I apologize for that.
Not a problem.
I know one thing. I do like this. Look at this microphone I got now. Makes it so much easier. I can walk around and you can still hear me.
Yep.
See, I got Shelly in here. But I didn't, you mentioned it and everything. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, yep, there's the Canadian maple leaf.
Mm-hmm.
So why did they start making was this made in Canada then?
Yes.
Okay. So why didn't they just make them and export them up to Canada like they would have done all the others prior?
They didn't. No, they started a complete division in Canada. And way back when. And they made all their own lanterns and all their own stoves. Absolutely.
So when did they start doing that up in Canada then?
Oh geez. Hold on. Let me see if I can get you a basic idea.
The gasket don't look all that bad. Fuel is.
I've never even considered this question. What the hell's this?
So far, the tank don't look all that bad. Like I said, this is one that I've never really messed with.
Well, the earliest reference I can find right now is 1938.
Wow.
They were making Coleman products in Canada in 1938.
That's not bad.
So, but I believe it preceded that. And I'm sure it was a financial decision.
Yeah,
I would think.
I mean,
They got some neat stuff up there too.
yeah, I mean, I understand that they actually had different models up there that we couldn't even get down here.
Correct. Yeah,
But
the
how,
pink lantern. Coleman made one pink lantern and they sold it in Canada.
so then, how would someone? I guess someone had bought it from living up there, or would they have actually sold that here in the United States, say up along the Canada-U.S. border?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. They decided one to sell on eBay. Went for 200.
I got another 425D.
So these are all stoves that you've never fired, correct?
This one I have not. Concerning fact, I don't have a tank for it or a burner bowl. The secondary burner. I don't have the everything to go on there.
Right.
So I mean, like I said, this was all a big package deal,
Sure.
and the main reason I went after it, because in fact there were 3 burners. I mean, I can find 2 burners day in day out on Facebook Marketplaces.
Sure.
They're dime a dozen. But finding a 3 burner, that's a different story. Those are harder to find.
Mm-hmm. So you've shown us 4 of your 5 3 burners. What's the 5th one? Is that your surprise?
No, I mean I got 3 of the. Here's the 426 here. I got the 2 428s down here.
Okay.
Now, what I would consider the oddball, this one here. You see what color that is?
Yeah.
That's not green.
Yeah. It's green for the year. That year.
Maybe, but it is a
So
413C.
yes. So the first stove was black. And then they painted them brown. And then they painted them lime green. And then they painted them that color. And then they painted them Coleman green. So yes, that's a real color.
Now, to me, it still has that there.
All right. See, that isn't shaped as much of a towel rack, but correct. Put that. Now your table's not deep enough to use that lid leg.
Now, well,
Maybe if you slide it towards you a little bit.
it's on there.
There you go. That's what it's for.
But now this one here, I opened it up. I'm going, what? Because here I've got the valve, the generator, everything. I'm going, okay. But when I looked at the tank, I'm going, I've never seen a tank like this. That's bigger than the one that the gold ones.
Okay.
But I can't. I was going,
What the hell is that? Oh.
That's where matches and stuff go in.
That is also what that device on the other end there is, I think, is they used to sell CO2 canisters. And you hit that button on top and it would go and fill it up and pressurize it for you so you didn't have to pump it.
Huh. But it says
But that's where the pump goes.
no.
Is the pump on the other end? Or
Pump
is that
goes
where
right here.
Is that the pump end right there? Your fingers in, and
No,
that's
right
the
here?
filler cap end.
This is the pump end right here.
Okay, so the other end's the filler cap. Okay.
Yeah, the filler cap would be this.
Yes. that
And
should not be there.
And it's got brown on it.
The tank?
Yeah, I mean the tank is painted brown.
Correct. Gloss brown.
Yep. But it's
So
like,
yeah, you got to get that tube out of there. That's where your filler cap goes normally. Put your valve and generator back in, and hopefully it didn't ruin it when they put that on there.
I don't know. Do I have a pump? No, I do not have a pump for it. Now, would that be your regular standard, like a 425, 413, or is it going to
No,
be?
that one's going to take a different pump cap. The cap goes inside of the tank rather than around the outside.
Well, this has got where you put like the cap on the outside and hold it with the D-ring.
Right. The one that it should come with, it had the top ring, which was flat, and then it had two small rings that fit inside of the pump cylinder.
Okay.
And then it had the holes for the clip. The clip didn't go in the holes. It went into the slot that was in there.
Okay.
It was a really odd design, and I remember that being on the 413 C's and D's.
So, on this one here, I mean, like I said, I opened it up and going, what the? I've never seen anything like that. I mean, especially with brown and everything on it, it's like, hold it in a tank. That's different than all the other, and it's bigger than the gold one.
Yep. So, the 4.
Now, unfortunately, whoever put this on, I think they got the threads kind of messed up.
Oh,
I can't get them off. This is, the fuel cap itself. But I was surprised to see the fact is like they actually have a place, I guess, where you have extra matches and everything in it.
Nope. Coleman didn't do that.
So this is an add-on then? This is something
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. That had a brown filler cap on it.
So a regular 2-piece filler cap on it.
3-piece.
Or 3-piece. Okay.
Yes, sir. It did.
Yeah, the outer, the screw, and then the inner piece.
Correct. Yeah, that cylinder thing on the end of that is not original. That has to come off. And that's why I hope they didn't ruin it when they put it on there.
I cannot get it off. I mean, I've tried getting it off, and I cannot get it to budge. I mean, I can try again.
Yeah, you might end up just putting a pipe wrench on and turning it off.
Yeah, well, I have a pair of pliers and everything on it. And see, that's why I was kind of wondering, like, is that factory or not? So now you're saying, no, it's not.
Nope. Well, I mean, it could have been an accessory sold by somebody else. Like lanterns, you see a lot of them have a little sparker inside of them.
Yep.
Those are made by Coughlin, I believe. They're not Coleman's. Coleman made them, but they don't anymore. But it's just an accessory that someone else could have made. It could have been that. Kind of an odd place to put matches, though.
See, now I can get that to turn so much, and And unfortunately, I don't have enough grip in my left hand
Yeah.
to hold the tank. Hold on a minute.
Get
I don't want to ruin that tank.
get you a strap wrench and
Uh, don't remember if I still have one or not. I mean, I've got a small vise, but I don't want to put it in that and take a chance of ruining it. All right, so if I
a strap wrench, but yes, that thing definitely has to come off. Should not be there.
So in other words, to keep it, being factory and everything, get the
Right.
3-piece put on there.
Yeah. You're not going to be able to get a seal on that anyway.
True.
She leak
Now-
gas all day long.
So what do you think of the ones that I do have?
I think you made a great deal.
I mean, I haven't even showed all the others. I've got one that I don't remember, it's a 2-burner, but it's never been fired. Nothing's been taken out. It still, unfortunately, do not have the original box, but it still has the original packing and everything inside from the factory. And whoever had it, a mud dauber decided to say, hey, I got a nice home here. But I've never disturbed any of that. I mean, it's still got all the factory stuff. Hey, Backwoods.
And what is it again?
Well, let me go get it. I've got it on the other side of this wall. So
Hey, puppy.
yeah, it's a 424.
It's what?
Well, like I said, this one's never been fired up. And I mean, it's easy to tell because it still has the strap and everything going from the grate down to the generator.
Right. And what model is that? Did you say a 424?
Correct.
Okay.
I mean, I've still got the funnel is even still in its original plastic container. That unfortunately it's kind of getting deteriorated.
Okay.
But it's still, I mean, it's still in here. Still, has never been taken out. The tank, of course, is the gray, and it's still sitting inside the cardboard around it.
Wow. You know, you got a good enough deal. You could sell a few of those stoves on Marketplace and make some money and still have plenty of stoves left.
True. I mean, the 425s, now like this one here, yeah, I know it's dirty.
You know what? A little armor all on that stove make it look a lot nicer.
It says 1004 on the bottom.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I could clean that one up. No big deal. Okay. Now I'm going to kind of throw a wrench in the works on it. Let me get my door shut. Because this is definitely Coleman related, but it's not Coleman. Oh, okay, I'll set it down over here. It's this one here.
Mm-hmm. Can I make your screen bigger? I should learn how to use this. There we go. Now I can see better. I've been looking at you through about a 2 by 2 inch square on my computer. Now I can see you. Yeah, that's a 413 version of a blue Sears stove with the black tank.
Oh, it's not black, but it does say Sears on it.
Yep, yep. Is it? Let's see. Then it should be yellow. Maybe.
Do what?
Black and blue. It should be black and blue.
It's all blue.
It's solid blue.
Yep.
Okay.
And it's got kind of a yellow tank.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir. That's the Sears made by Coleman.
Yep. And that's exactly what it says. It says Sears on here, and it's even stamped here on the front.
Yeah.
Sears.
Yep.
Now this one I've never messed with.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to get this one.
That's damn near identical to that 413H. You got a 413H back there that I see?
No, I don't have an H.
Or a G maybe.
No, I think it was a 413D.
Yeah, that's the only one you got to know it. But that is the exact same as a Coleman version.
Right.
The grates are different.
Yeah, because instead of going straight, front to back, they actually go at an angle towards the center and going towards the back. So they're wide in the front. So here, it's, you got it here, but they're angling inward going towards the back.
Yeah.
Like I said, I saw that and going, okay.
It's a nice stove. That's worth some money. That is worth some money.
Right. Now, it also depends upon, how much, someone's willing to spend, how bad they want it.
Right.
Everything.
Well, now that stove is desirable because it's pretty rare. Sears didn't sell that many stoves. But Coleman sold a whole bunch of 413, whatever they are. So when you find one of those, it's worth more than the Coleman version of it, especially if it was in the box condition. You find a blue single mantle Sears lantern, they're worth a lot of money.
More than the Gold Bond?
Nah. I think I would take side by side, both brand new in the box. I'm not sure which would fetch a higher price, to be honest with you.
I figured maybe the Gold Bond would.
It probably would.
Hey, now you say that then that Sears one is rare. How rare would you rate that one then?
Well, I mean, rare as in how many thousands and thousands and thousands of Coleman stoves were made in that 10-year, we'll say, period of time.
Right.
They're all green except for a few of them are blue. That's why they would be rare. A collector who has a blue Sears couple lanterns wants a stove. Well, there's one right there, and he'd be willing to pay for it.
Now, what would something like that be worth?
You probably ask $50 or maybe 75 as is.
Now, if it was in better shape, cleaned up, restored back to, better than what it is and
Yeah.
working order,
Yep.
then what? Maybe 100 a
150
quarter?
to 2. 150 to 2 probably. And around 2 if it was in the box or better.
That's the only thing is I didn't get any boxes with any of these.
Mm-hmm.
Which I can't say bad on that because everything to me I still think I got a good deal.
Mm-hmm.
13 of them. I mean, actually, I rephrase that. I got 12 Coleman stoves for $100. 5 of them being 3 burners. The other 7 are 2 burners with that weird propane one thrown in.
Right. I'd have bought them.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw the ad and everything, it's like, okay, let me get with the guy and drive up to Dallas and get them.
Yep. Absolutely.
And yeah, I mean, I had no problem. And he was going, "Are you coming up here to look, or are you coming up to buy?" And I go, "I'm coming up to buy them." I mean, I had the $100 cash on me, and my plan was to go up there, hand him the $100, and load them up in the truck, and come home.
Yep.
Because, like I said, for me, I grew up with. Now I don't remember if it was a 413 or 425. I think it was probably a 413 that I grew up having.
Mm-hmm.
And it was either 220 or 228 two mantle. I don't remember. I think it was a 220. Okay, fine, no big deal. Like I said, I never knew about a 3 burner. I'm trying to remember the guy that was on Facebook. You and I talked about him, Shane.
Mm. Yeah.
Now, I have not seen anything from him on Facebook.
No, I haven't either. I looked into that after we spoke, and yeah, he seems to have stopped. I don't know why.
Now, I mean, did something happen to him, or did he just?
Don't know.
It's like, and it was like weird. He just fell off the face
Yep.
of the earth.
Yep.
And I'm going, wow. Because I know you and I talked about, can we get him up? Now, there was somebody else that you were talking about as far as bringing up on panel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, who was that?
Oh, a good friend of mine. His name's Rob. He lives. Where's he live now? Alabama, I believe, North Alabama. Big collector, high dollar stuff. But he's funny as hell. He'll talk to you. He sounds a lot like you. And yeah, he Rob's a lot of fun.
So he's got more.
I can put him in touch with you. I'll send him your information.
That'll work.
Yeah.
So, like I said, he's got more Gold Bond lanterns than you.
Oh yeah, he's still collecting. I don't collect anymore. I'm tinkering with some of the stuff that I like, but he's a full blown collector still. And yeah, he's got some really, really rare and pretty Colemans from the teens, early 20s. Nice stuff. Some really nice stuff. And he lights up all his lanterns all over his property almost every night. I mean, the guy's addicted. He's fun to talk to. You like him.
Yeah, it sounds like it would be.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Right. Now, one thing I'm glad I did find, and I've got a couple of them. I've got 2 of the Coleman tent heaters.
Catalytics?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I gave maybe $25-$30 for the big one.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, because I go camping, usually, I go to the Renaissance Festival, and usually I head out on Thanksgiving afternoon
Mm-hmm.
because their final weekend is the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So they open up campground Thanksgiving morning. Like get the truck and everything packed, the 3 hour drive down, get everything set up. And there was one year it was cold down there, and I actually had a propane stove I was using inside of the tent
Mm-hmm.
to keep it warm. Bad mistake. During the middle of the night, all of a sudden I'm getting rained on with all the condensation the propane was giving off.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, and then I found out about mind you, this was before I found out more about Coleman
Mm-hmm.
and all the different stuff they had. I was using a Coleman propane two burner. Okay. And boy, those things go through
Yep.
propane fast.
Yes, they do.
I mean, one night I think I went through about 4 bottles of fuel in the stove just to try and keep the tent warm, and it didn't even go all night long.
This was in Texas?
Yes.
It gets cold in Texas?
Yeah, we actually do. We get cold down here.
I know you do. Every once in a while, it gets really cold too, doesn't it?
The coldest I've ever seen it was back in '83, and I was seeing single digits.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say the lowest I think I've seen was like 4 degrees.
Yeah.
There was no snow or anything like that. It was just flat out cold.
You had 2 years ago, I think it was, you had a little spell of really cold weather. Well, my smart ass brother leaves Idaho in the winter and goes down to Houston. Well, I laughed my ass off at him. He was not prepared for that.
No, and now the weird thing about that storm system, every single county in the state was under a winter weather warning.
That's bizarre.
Not just certain sections of the state, but the entire state was under that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and considering how far, how big Texas is,
yeah,
and it's like, yeah. I mean, Crystal, she's from Oklahoma City and everything. Well, if you look at where Oklahoma City is, if you go west and everything, you're over there by Amarillo.
Mm-hmm.
Panhandle of Texas. Okay, yeah, I can understand, Amarillo and everything up in the Panhandle getting the snow because as far north as they are. I'm just a little bit south of Dallas. We get, maybe 2 or 3 inches a year, and we probably won't see anything until end of January, beginning of February.
Right.
And it might last 3 or 4 days.
Yep.
But then there's times that I've actually seen it where we get snow to stay on the ground for about a week and a half,
mm-hmm.
and we're getting about a foot to foot and a half of snow.
Right. Well, we're about to get hammered here.
Yeah, you're fixing to be getting you're going to be kind of like Canada, being the white north.
Yep. Less than 100 miles from Canada.
Yeah.
All right. So when are we going to do this again?
That's up to you. I mean, if you can get a hold of your friend and everything, that would be fun. To get say 1 or 2 other guys on here.
Oh, we can
to be talking about Coleman.
We can do that.
I mean, I wouldn't mind adding more to my collection. The only problem with me right now is I'm still out of work.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the main concentration on is getting back to work so I can got money coming in. Then I can start buying stuff.
Yep. Okay.
But, I mean, I wouldn't mind, some of this stuff I wouldn't mind selling. I mean, like those 2 dual fuel 428. I've got a couple of those 424s. Like I said, that one, it's never been fired. Nothing's been taken out of the inside.
Right. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind. I could sell that.
Absolutely.
And some of the other ones that I've got, 426s. No, I definitely want to keep them. I'd want to keep those. Maybe a couple of 413s and a couple of 425s.
And what are you going to do when you find a 426?
Buy it.
417B, exactly. And someday you're gonna. I'm telling you, I'm warning you. These stoves can be a problem because they're so easy to find, and they're big. They take up room, and they get dirty and dusty. And yes.
Now, what's a 417B?
The predecessor to a 426.
So it's another 3-burner.
Yeah, big old heavy monster. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So how much? I mean, it's about the same size as the 426.
Well, they look relatively the same size. Yes. Excellent here. Yeah.
Now, I wish they had made like a 426H. That way I can say, hey, I got me a 426 Hemi.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You and
Now
me both.
Now, that's something else I don't know if we touched on or not. But what is the difference? Okay, so 425, that's your normal 2-burner.
Yes, I was mistaken. A 417 is not a 3-burner. It's a 2-burner. I can't remember the number for the 3-burner off the top of my head, but it's the same vintage, and it is the predecessor to 426. So anyway, go ahead.
Okay, so what is the differences? Okay, so say you got a 413.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's say stand 413. But what's the difference between that, say, a 413 B, C, D, E?
Usually minor changes, although sometimes significant changes. You have to get into the parts books to figure that out. It's possible that they changed the tab locations on the tank. So like a 413E and a 413F, I believe, have different tanks and valve and generators, but they're only one model apart different. A 426D uses the same valve as the 413E. There's weird stuff, and my website has all the parts manuals, and you just look in there and you try to figure out what the change was.
Okay. Because I know that, like, some of these, they've got the legs that fold down. Some are, the wide, flat metal,
Mm-hmm.
and then you got the other one that's around metal.
Right.
So that's going to be a difference there. So I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went to where they had them, instead of having the legs and everything, because the legs themselves is what locks the lid closed.
Mm-hmm.
Because on those others, there's no latch on them.
Right.
So I can understand that. And then I guess when you got the other ones that are actually staying up inside,
mm-hmm.
that you have to literally fold down, like that 426 that I've got. That's a
right.
What, 426B, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They lock up inside.
Yeah. So I mean, I can see the difference between that. So I guess just the different improvements that
mm-hmm.
the engineers decided to come up with over the years.
Sure. Yep. Absolutely. And it could have been a small, insignificant part. Sometimes it's a safety thing. You just get in the parts books to figure out what it was.
Kind of like the fuel cap where
could have been, yes. Early 60s, you bet.
Yeah, because I remember you talking about the fuel cap. People, they would take them loose and they would have the fumes and everything come out,
Mm-hmm.
and it get splashed with the gas,
Mm-hmm.
fuel, and then they put the slots and everything in
Right.
at a certain year all the way up.
Right.
Uh, I don't remember if I asked you this before or not, but did you? What is your input as far as why they moved the uh, fuel cap from the side to the back?
I you're the one that told me that. It's like go down to Napa Auto and buy yourself a fan belt and read on the fan belt. It's going to tell you shut the car off first before you just can't fix stupid. You just
Right,
have to protect them.
right,
And that's why I think that fuel cap got moved there where you can't mess with it if it's
right.
lit.
And see, like I said, that's something that someone had told me is like, yeah, you have to physically take the whole tank off, spin it around
Mm.
just to refill it.
Yep. Yep.
And it's like, yeah, here people, they're still cooking. Oh, I'm running low on fuel. I take the cap off and I'll add more to it. You got fire right there going, yeah, you're asking for trouble on that.
Yeah. There are people like that.
Now, what about, okay, so we were, showing all the stoves. What about the lanterns? I know that you got your two most common is your 220 and your 228s.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got, most of what I've got are like 220E, I think 228E or something. But I noticed you got an F, a G, and I've got one that's an H.
You don't
So,
have a G.
okay, so we got an
You
E
better
and an
not
F.
have a G. I wish you did have a G, but I don't think you do.
Why is that? They didn't make them?
About a dozen.
I have to go take a look. So
What a 220F, standard 220F has a silver band. The frame rest is polished aluminum, and it's got
right,
ribs around it. On the front left of that lantern, there's the tip cleaner assembly that you turn to. Well, they took that off, so it won't have that. But over on the right side, right dead center in the middle of the band, is going to be a little lever with a red tip handle on it. That's a 220G. And it was an experiment. And there are a few out there. One kid found one on eBay. He just noticed that it had a little red button on the side of it, and nobody noticed it, and he got it for dirt cheap. Big dollar lantern. Big dollar lantern.
So that thing's more rare than the gold bond.
Absolutely.
Wow.
A 220, you bet.
Now,
I'm impressed by gold bonds, so
right. I would still love to get my hands on one of those. Just say I've got one.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not I'd hang on to it, that's a different story. But just to say that, hey, for at least for a short amount of time, I owned a gold bond lantern.
Right. I completely understand. Right. But once you have it,
So what are they still making? Is Coleman? Are they still making a liquid fuel, or are they totally gone to propane?
No, they still make liquid fuel lanterns. I think they're selling one model in the United States now, but they are selling them in Japan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So Japan's finally catching on to. So Japan, like I said, they're catching on to the Coleman waves now.
Oh, gee, yeah. Not now. It has been for a while.
Oh, has it?
Yeah, they're the big collectors, big dollars. They're the ones that push the prices so high.
Right. Well, the reason I'd asked is because I know that I've gone on different websites for new stoves and stuff like that. And I mean, like we're talking about like Gander Mountain or some of the other ones. I've even looked up on Walmart. Basically, everything I type in Coleman stove, and it's like everything they've got basically is nothing but propane.
Correct.
And it's like,
I don't think they're selling stoves anymore. They are selling, you can still buy a Powerhouse dual fuel lantern for $114.99.
right.
From Coleman. Let's see. Griddles, collections, stove, single burner, multi-burner camping stoves. So they don't show any gas-powered stoves on their website anymore at all. Oh, there's 533. So you get this. There's one. Okay. Yes, you can still get a 424 for $159, or a little compact 533 for $110.
Wow. Now, talk about compact. Now, the old single burner. How popular are those?
Very popular. They're great.
Now,
if you're going out, with just your pack, and you're going to be out long enough to, even heat a cup of coffee, it's nice. Right. So yeah, you throw one of those in your pack, and they're awesome.
I mean, I've seen those, every now and then, for sales. Like, do I want to get one or not? Because some of them, to me, I've seen a lot of ads on Facebook Marketplace. That's where I look at a lot. And what really gets me is a lot of these people go, "Oh, this is a rare, Coleman lantern made back in the '70s." I'm looking at it. I'm going, you got a 413 made back in the '70s. It ain't rare, and they're wanting almost the same price as a brand new. So I'm going,
Yep.
Yep. I mean, I was gonna say, like I said, I walked into a flea market. Flea markets, I find some of my best deals. I've actually walked away from a lantern one time because I found it. It was a 220. It had the reflector on there. It wouldn't pump up. We're going, okay, that's no big deal there. I couldn't get the valve to turn at all. The tip cleaner wouldn't even turn. And the globe was broke on it. They were $75 for it.
No.
I said, is that the best deal you go on there? They go, that's it. That's rock bottom price. Okay, thank you.
That's $5.
Yeah, I mean, I was at another flea market. I found 3 of them, and each one had a problem with them. None of them would pump up. The guy was wanting $20 a piece. I'm checking them all out, and it's like, okay, this is wrong. This is wrong. This is going to be taken apart, replaced. No telling if generators, good or not. Are going to need manuals. They're going to be disassembled. I flat out told them, I said, these are all going to have to get repaired. I said, I've got a price in mind. The only thing is, I don't know if you'd be willing to take it or not. He goes, try me.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Oh, my dog's hungry. Sorry about that.
No problem. I told him I'd give you $20 for all 3 of them.
Did he take it?
Yeah, he took it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because to me, I mean, every single one I had to totally disassembled, clean, and like, okay,
Yep. Happens every day.
yeah. I mean,
That's
it's
every
kind of
day.
like what it's kind of like. I learned that I started watching Shane's videos years ago, and he was going something like these 7, 10, $15 at the most,
Mm-hmm.
because Coleman made millions upon millions
Yes,
of
they
land.
did. Yep. Yep, they sure did.
I mean, I see 200s. I think I saw one the other day. Someone was asking $75 for.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a reasonable price for a single mantle?
A 200A, in what condition was it?
Um,
If it's
that's fair.
if it's an excellent condition, yes,
Okay.
that's what they're going for. $100. I mean, it depends. Obviously, a black band from 52 is worth a lot more, and the burgundies are worth a lot more, and the gold bonds are worth more. But a standard mid 70s 200A in mint or excellent condition, yeah, you're looking at 100 plus.
Okay. Of course, now,
If you know that, then you'll notice that everybody thinks their 200As are that quality.
right.
You just
Now,
have to be patient and wait until they pull their head out of their ass and ask a reasonable price.
right. And see, that's one thing that, a lot of people, have said on their posting and everything, um, is, oh, well, it's dated this and everything. And I'm going, no, it's not, worth that.
Often not.
Right. Okay. I'm looking right now, and someone right now, they say vintage 1968 double mantle Coleman lantern 228F.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's looking in good shape.
Mm-hmm.
They're wanting $30 for it. To me, the shape it's, what it looks like and everything,
Mm-hmm.
that looks like about right.
And it is. It is.
Right. Now, someone they've got on here, they've got 5 Coleman lanterns. Um, Two of them, I'm not that familiar with them. It looks like a 220, but on top of the very top, you've got, of course, you got the nut and everything holding it. Then coming down, let me do this. That way you can see it. All right, you see my cursor?
Yep.
Okay, this right here. Now, what this one and this one back here, they look to be the same.
Mm-hmm.
What are those?
Well, that one in the front left, that's a 220E.
This one here?
No,
Okay.
that one. It's
All
got
right.
a dot dash frame rest. See the slots on
Yeah.
the frame rest? It's
Yep.
called dot dash. But that is a 220E. And the one behind
Okay.
it is the same thing. The two lanterns on the outside are Fs, and they are later model Fs. And remember, I was telling you about the G.
Right.
That lantern on the left there, you can clearly see the loop tip cleaner.
Yep. This right
Yep.
here. Yep.
Yep. You pull
It
that
looks
thing
like
off,
the
and then
looks
over
like
on
the
the
other.
right. Yep, on the right-hand side of the frame rest, 90 degrees off the valve, there would be a handle sticking out with a red tip on it.
Okay. Now, what's this short one here?
That looks like a 288. That's a modern two-mantle. Plastic inside.
Plastic? Ugh.
Yep. Yep.
So, now, you see the price they're asking for.
Yep.
Would you say good deal or a walk away?
For $225 for those 5?
Yeah. And they're saying firm on the price. In other words, they won't budge on that price.
I wouldn't do any more than 50. Not a dime over 50. There's no reason to. How many of those things did they make?
True.
It's just not worth it.
Right. And see,
there's going to be another 5 on it for a reasonable price. Those people are going to have those lanterns for, they'll give them to their kids.
Yeah. Yeah, and see, that's what I'm saying is people, they want, outrageous prices.
They do.
Yeah.
Because they'll see something on eBay that, they see a gold bond. So I guess every 200 days that nice. That
Right.
expensive.
Now, let me share this one. Screen, marketplace, there we go. Okay, now here's someone else. They don't say, okay, they say lanterns and stoves. So the green lanterns are $35 each, propane lantern case, $20. Okay, but they're not saying how much they want for the stove. That kind of looks like a $425, as small as it is.
Yep.
I can't tell what that one is because
it's a 413E.
Okay. Now
you can see on the 413E, you can tell it's 413E because of the handle. You can just see half of the handle, but it's a lift-off type of handle.
Okay. Now we got what, 2 of the 200As.
Yep.
$35 a piece. Would you say ones like this in that shape are worth it?
It doesn't say that. It says the green lanterns are $35 each.
Okay, true.
Didn't tell you about the the eye candy there. Doesn't say.
True. Now, these little stoves here, little single burners.
Yep.
I got one over here is green, the other one is red. What's the difference besides the color?
Well, they're both 500s. Well, they could be 500As, but they're 500 stoves, single burner. They're called Speedmasters.
Okay.
Made in the 40s through the 70s. They never came red. That's a repaint. One on the left looks to be in great condition. He probably repainted it though. 500 stoves they're awesome. They're pretty big. They're a big single burner stove.
Right. Now, what would be a value on something like that?
In that condition, hold on. Okay, my wife just got home. In that condition, if that is original, that one's probably worth 125, 150.
Okay.
They're pretty. They didn't make nearly as many of those as they did suitcase stoves or lanterns or anything like that.
Now, what about this red one?
It began life as a green one. That was a repaint.
Why would someone paint it red then?
Get on eBay. Do it all the time. Just like they paint cars. Weird colors. Yep.
And like to me, I'm looking now. This right here, that's a 228 because the top, as wide as that is.
Correct.
But all these others look like they're 220s.
They all are.
Mm-hmm. Now, this one, I got the cursor on.
It's probably a J.
Okay. So one of the newer ones and everything. And it looks like probably the same way with this one.
Yep. The one
So
behind
most
back right corner is a 220E. Yep. It's dot dash frame rest.
Yep, I see that.
And you got one right behind the red 500 stove.
Yep.
And you got another one back in the far left corner. The rest all look like more modern, mid 70s.
All right, so this one right here by the 425, you're saying that's a 220E?
At least an E. It could be older. I can't see it, but at least an E. Nothing newer than an E.
Now, is it just me, or is that one shorter than these two?
There's something wrong. They should be the same height.
Because, I mean, it's either the way the picture has been taken, but it looks like that is shorter than these two.
Yeah. Something's wrong there. Either it's the angle of the camera or that lantern's been taken apart or something. Something's wrong. They are the same height.
Okay. So you're saying, $35 a piece on those is not a bad deal?
No, if those are in good condition, no, not at all. Not at all. $35 is a good price for a 220 in good shape. And they work great.
Yeah. Now, a lot of these others I see on here, like here's one of the dual fuel ones. They want like $45 for it.
Too much.
You saying what? That's too much for a dual fuel one?
Yeah, I think. It's got plastic guts.
Yeah. Hey, now this one I'm not. Oh. Okay. Now here's one I know you're going to like. That's a brown one.
It is.
But it is in rough shape.
It is. It is.
All right. They're saying it's a 275A from February of 1980.
Yeah. 40 each. Yeah. Okay. Good luck with that.
It says 40 each. I'll let them go for 60 for both.
Yeah. Good luck.
I mean, this kerosene lamp, no.
They both need glass.
Right.
And if you're going to buy a Coleman lantern to possibly use someday in an emergency, that's the last one you want to own. That stupid 275 turd.
Why? I know you call it the turd because of the brown color.
That's the first one. So the Coleman valve, they modified it starting in the 20s. They modified it, made it instant light and quick light, and put all these names to it, and everything was fine up until about 1970s-ish. They decided to put a Schrader valve in it.
Oh.
Well, guess what the seal of a Schrader valve is?
Rubber.
Well, guess what? Coleman didn't even think to consider to put a Schrader valve in the original 275s that were capable of dealing with fuel. So those Schrader valves are basically toast by now. They came out with a different design called the 275, which is a little better, but it still had a Schrader valve. So that was Coleman's first lantern that was not completely brass inside.
And that one says it's 275A, so that would
It's
mean
just a
it was,
different design of the valve. It's no better of a lantern, and it does have a Schrader valve in it.
so this is one you're going to want to jump up and go get, huh?
No, no, no. I buy those only if they're in really nice shape. They usually come in a clamshell case, a yellow one. They often do because they were sold at the same time. And if I can get one for a good price, I'll do it. Otherwise, I run.
Now, what would you call a good price? $10?
For that one there?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't. I'd give 10 for it. Yeah. I mean, I could pull the valve out of there and sell the valve for more than 10. So it would be worth it to me. And the ventilator looks like it might be in pretty good shape. So, I mean, it's worth more in parts than it is sitting there, but yeah, I'd probably give 10.
Could you retrofit that for a different valve instead of the Schrader one?
I don't think the bung would be the same size. That's a big valve.
Is it?
Yeah, it's significantly different than the 220K was, they were ending that run and starting on the 275s, and the bung on this fount is much bigger than it is on a standard 220K lantern, the green one. Bigger, much bigger hole.
I was just kind of wondering, if you know, if you could or not.
No, people do that a lot. Goof around, putting different founts in different systems and stuff. But I don't think that one is just because of the size of the valve itself. The part going down into the founts has a larger OD.
Okay, now here's one I've never even heard of. CL2.
Yeah. Coleman lantern 2.
Okay, so what's the story on that one?
When the first 288 came out, it was called the CL2, and the 286, which was the single mantle version of that, was the CL1.
This is stuff that I'm finding on my
That
local.
Those would be early 80s. Yeah, early 80s.
$110.
Yeah, no, too much. Yeah, that was a 288. This was on the box, and yeah, the single mantle version of that would have been a 286 and called a CL1.
Okay.
After that, they came out calling them 288s, and then it blossomed into dual fuels and all that other crap.
Okay. So this is, what year did you say they started doing these in?
Those are late 80s.
Okay.
Does that one say? Yeah, late 80s is when they started. That's probably when that one's from.
Because they're saying brand new lantern. I'm going, no. They might be
fired. Still in the box, new in the box. Yeah. They're worth more, but I don't think it's worth 110. It's too new.
See, that's what I'm saying. I'm seeing these prices on here for this stuff. I'm going, no. I mean, I'm looking at one. They want $20 for it. No. Now here's one I've not seen. Actually, here's a couple of them. I don't even think this is a Coleman. And everything, because they're saying compact and up to 300 lumens.
If they're using the word lumens, it's a modern lantern.
let me bring up this first one, and I'll show it. You tell me if this is an actual Coleman or not.
Nope. It's like a camping gas.
Because to me, it looks like something that it doesn't even look like it's on a Coleman,
Mm-mm.
regular font. Because this down here looks like a propane bottle.
Yeah, it is. And I have no doubt that Coleman made that. Hi, puppy. I have no doubt that Coleman made that. They're selling that kind of junk now, but that previously came under a name of camping gas, and the lanterns and everything was the light color of blue, and the picture behind it there, that whatever that tube is, that light
Right.
blue, yeah, they were that color. And that's what that reminds me of. But they were affiliated with Coleman too. Yeah, that's the
Okay.
kind of crap they're selling nowadays. It
And
makes
to
them
me,
money.
yeah, and to me, that's just junk.
It
I,
is
to
just
me,
junk.
to me, as someone who likes Coleman, I wouldn't even I wouldn't even think about buying something like that.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Now, let me go back to this other one.
You can go out and
Uh,
find you a 220E lantern for cheaper than buying that piece of crap.
oh, now here's one that you might like. There you go, Frank. It's your favorite color.
Yeah. That's in bad shape though.
Yeah, they went $35 for it.
Yeah. I'd give them another week and see if they'd take 20.
Was like, okay, I was trying to figure out what it was before I brought the picture up because it didn't have, it only showed like from here and everything. I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't see it was brown. I'm looking at the globe and everything. I'm going, it's tapered. Okay, I don't recognize that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, yeah, that explains it. Okay.
Yeah. The 275. There are two Canadian lanterns. 631, I think, is one. It's really pretty blue. It takes that tapered globe. And then there was a propane lantern, a 5114 in the 70s that used that lantern too, or that globe, the tapered
Right.
globe, the large tapered globe.
All right. Now here's another one. Like, now this is definitely one. I for what they've got, and they're wanting 120. They've already dropped it down from 130.
You see the rest of the picture.
They got the top there.
There's nothing wrong with that price. It'll
Really?
sell. It'll sell. That's a 200A. That's a
That's
200A.
Okay, but that's a dual mantle.
No, it didn't.
I thought it was.
No, sir.
Okay. Well, they're showing someone, I guess, got one on eBay, 200,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
$170. Wow.
Yeah, that's a little high. That's probably an asking price. But yes, that's a 200A from the 80s.
Okay.
Of course, they were making red 200As from forever back. And
Okay.
then at the end of the run, they changed them to green again. So that is one of the last ones. You can tell those because the frame rest has lettering on it. It tells you how to light the lantern, actually.
Oh, where's that picture at?
You can see right there. Yeah.
So it's that one right there.
No, go back. Go back one. Yeah, see right above the filler hole, it's got
Yeah, right in here.
that area right there. That describes what to do with the filler cap. So all the instructions for that lantern are on it, and that's a 200A.
Okay.
And yeah,
So,
120 bucks is what they're going for.
huh.
I could sell that for $120 easy.
I didn't think it would be worth that much money.
Yep.
Okay. See, and that's something I'm learning.
Learning's a good thing.
Oh yeah. I mean, like they say, you could never be, you know, you're never too old to learn something.
That's correct. That's correct. All right. Well, I got two labs that are really hungry, and this cute little one here is bugging me. So
Yeah, it's almost time for me to shut it down anyway. It's coming up on 9 o'clock.
yeah.
But yeah, hey, I appreciate you coming in.
Pleasure. I enjoy this. It's fun.
Yeah, I mean, I like talking about the Coleman stuff because I mean it's something that he got the idea late one night and it's like started selling it and went out buying the patent and everything and made the huge company into what it is now, and it's global. And I mean, a lot of the military.
He had no idea what he was. He had no idea how big it would become.
No.
None.
And now is his family still own it, or is it owned by somebody else then?
No. No, Sheldon Coleman's son owned it, and I'm not into finance, so I really don't understand exactly what happened, but he took the company public to try to get control of it. He wanted family control of it. And when he did that, he lost control of it. He was outbid. It was a hostile takeover by some other conglomeration. I don't know who owns it now. Sunbeam owned them for a while, and it's purely money driven. Purely money driven. They have absolutely no interest whatsoever in their history or anything anymore. Just sad as hell.
Well, I know they still got the museum open there in Wichita.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, is that?
I mean, they still do repairs. Right. They offer great service for repairs, but that's about it.
And I know I checked in. I know you said that at one time they actually had outside people doing service repair, but in Dallas they stopped. Do what?
I was a warranty.
Right. In Dallas they stopped doing that.
I'm sorry?
From what I heard, they stopped doing that.
They have.
Yeah.
You have to send it to them. They'll fix it. $55, send it back. Or throw it away and probably send you a new one or something. I don't know. Yep. Completely different company.
All right. Well, when would you like to come back up and bring somebody else in?
Well, give me a week to talk to Rob.
Okay.
And I'll bother him after Thanksgiving and see what he wants to come on. And yeah, you'd have a lot of fun with him. He's he's a hoot, and boy, he'll talk your ear off about lanterns. He'll show you and do this and that. And I lived in California in 2006. I hosted the national convention at my house. And he came out there, and I got pictures on my website of him and me sitting there working on lanterns way back in 2006. And you can just tell by the look in his eyes what kind of a person he is. He's just a hoot. Yeah. Good Southern boy, though. Real good friend.
All right. Well, I appreciate you coming in. So when you talk about Coleman, I'd love to be able to do this again.
Okay.
Everything. Yeah. Talk to him. You've got my email, so let me know, and I'll get everything set up. And I'd love to have you both on.
we can do that. I'll get a hold of him and I'll be back in touch.
Okay. All right, everybody. It's it's 9 o'clock. I appreciate everybody's coming in tonight. Hopefully, we didn't bore you that bad with talking Coleman, with Frank and everything. And I still say it's weird the fact that the guy I was getting my parts and everything from is the same guy that Frank had sold it to.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird.
I gotta believe that some of your followers there have Coleman's too. If they, next time
Probably.
they can have questions or something.
Right.
Don't make me a surprise guest. If they have a question, they can ask me that.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what. Next time when I have you on, I'll put out there that we're going to talk Coleman.
Good.
That way, everybody knows.
That'll work. That'll work.
All right. Well, like I said, I appreciate having Frank in. Appreciate everybody that's come in tonight on the chat. I know I really haven't been spending much time, chatting with everybody there. And I hope that everybody has a very safe and happy Thanksgiving. And like I said earlier, just remember the judge won't be back in till Monday morning. So, all right, y'all stay safe. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and y'all have a good night.
Night, Mater. We'll see you.
All right.